Ahoj, krásné studentky a krásní studenti. In this lesson, and probably the next as well, we will examine the most interesting part of the topic on the verb aspect, on the perfective and imperfective verbs. But before we start, I would like to give you a statement. The category of verb aspect is an abstraction of a high degree, lacking any unambiguous foundation on the extra-linguistic level. It means that the Czech speaker uses the verb aspect intuitively. He doesn't know if the verb is perfective or imperfective, because the aspect choice in the speech is made by the speaker subconsciously, in accordance with the speaker's personal view. And Karel Tahal to add, sometimes more interpretations of an utterance are possible, depending on the overall situation.
Nevertheless, you already know from the previous lesson how I did get punished for my carelessness. Since that evening, I searched and searched every day for my lost glasses in the high grass. Until the day the grass was mowed and compressed into rows. What if my glasses ended up rolled into the hay, and one day they will be fed to some animal and give it indigestion? But another idea occurred to me.
The imperfective aspect, nedokonavý vid, views the situation as an ongoing, progressing process. And the perfective aspect, dokonavý vid, views the process as accomplished. Let's see a few short examples. Kupovat, koupit. Kupovat, imperfective, to buy. Koupit, perfective, to buy. Kupuji si nové brýle. Right now. It is not yet finished. Kupuji si nové brýle. This is an imperfective form. I'm buying for myself, see, new glasses. Nakonec jsem je nekoupila. This is perfective. Eventually, I didn't buy them. And now let's make a mixture of imperfective and perfective verb. Šla kupovat brýle do Polska. Ale nakonec je nekoupila. Šla kupovat, this is imperfective, kupovat. Nekoupila, perfective. Another one. Sekat, posekat. To mow. Sekala zahradu, ale celou ji neposekala. Sekala zahradu, imperfective, ale celou ji neposekala. Sekat, posekat. So this was just to revive your beautiful memories from the previous lesson. Now let's see more of this aspect. There are 4 possible situations. The first, the most frequent, is that most of the Czech verbs come in aspect pairs. The second situation is that some of these verbs have only the imperfective form. Few verbs occur also as monoaspective perfective. And lastly, Czech has also some biaspectual verbs. First situation, most of the Czech verbs come in aspect pairs. This means that 2 lexical items correspond to 1 verb in other non-Slavonic languages. Dávat, imperfective, dát, perfective, to give. Dělat, imperfective, udělat, perfective, to do. Nacházet, imperfective, najít, perfective, to find. Some verbs only occur as monoaspective imperfective. They are also called imperfectiva tantum, and they don't have any perfective counterpart. Bydlet, to live, only imperfective. Cestovat, to travel, only imperfective. According to Professor Tahal, the verb hledat has no perfective counterpart. The third situation is that few verbs occur as monoaspective perfective, perfectiva tantum, without any imperfective counterpart. Onemocnět, to fall ill, onemocnět. Obdržet, to obtain, perfective, obdržet. And then in the fourth category would be these famous biaspectual verbs, meaning verbs being at the same time imperfective and perfective. How this is possible? First, let's see a few of them. Věnovat, to dedicate, věnovat. Aktivovat, to activate, aktivovat. Emigrovat, to emigrate, emigrovat. These biaspectual verbs in Czech are called obouvidová slovesa. And as we saw previously, it's all about the view of the speaker. Look at these 2 sentences. So the first example, Novákovi emigrovali do Kanady. This is a one-time event, so it would be a perfective verb. It would act as a perfective verb. And everyone understands that it took, of course, perhaps several days and lots of preparation, but it was a one-time event when they did it. But if I say v 18. a 19. století Češi emigrovali do Ameriky a do Kanady, this means that during a very long period, 2 centuries, many Czechs, little by little and not at the same time, were emigrating to America and Canada. So this is probably how these verbs can function either as imperfective or as perfective. This is absolutely mesmerizing. Which other language have this luxury? Biaspectual verbs. It's very uncommon when you think of it. But Professor Tahal says also that these verbs are unstable because they are borrowed from other languages. They will, with time, form the counterpart. So it will become emigrovat, vyemigrovat. and vyemigrovat becomes the new perfective. But we could very well, as we have seen, use only one form for both intentions. Another one is aktivovat. This is a loan word. So we can hear aktivovat, zaktivovat. So, dear students, these were the four main groups. The pairs, complete pairs, imperfective and perfective, first situation. The monoaspective imperfective, imperfectiva tantum. The monoaspective perfective, perfectiva tantum. And the biaspectual verbs, being able to accomplish the imperfective and perfective function. As you could see, the choice is really yours. It's the speaker's choice about how he views the situation and subsequently which verb he or she uses. So please never feel overwhelmed or inadequate because this topic is misty and you really don't know which verb, whether imperfective or perfective, you should use in a given situation. Just remember Professor Tahal's statement from the beginning of this lesson. For me, it really acted as an absolution because when I speak, I don't think of, now I have to use an imperfective verb rather than a perfective one. It comes, and sometimes we correct ourselves and we shift from an imperfective form to a perfective one because we realize that it doesn't describe precisely the situation.
At this point, my situation wasn't that bright. Given the fact that I couldn't even drive, and that the closest town was actually across the border, I decided to walk to Poland.